Remember, Layla is here the champion, so she want to treat like a champion.
How about, look at that combination, Carlos.
Uppercut, and Brian, listen, I mean, yes, we know Layla comes in this fight as the boxer, and Fujin is the one that's looking to pressure, but it seemed like at the end of that round, Layla made a stand, and it wasn't just about boxing anymore, but she wanted to let Fujin know that she could fight with her as well.
That's a beautiful point, Carlos. She seemed to sit down on those punches and say, hey, if you're going to come in here with your head out with no defense and tell me like that, I'm going to tag you and make you pay for coming in here.
And that's the thing about boxing. It's one thing to make your opponent miss, it's another to make her pay. Listen to these fans right now getting solidly behind their hometown girl.
This is beautiful. Round number 5, Layla McCarter in the black with the white trim, Fujin Raika in the black with the red out of Japan. Brian Salmon, Carlos Medina, and Jaime Estrada watching some great action inside of the arena inside here in South Point Hotel and Casino.
Both girls went to the university. Layla is studying criminal justice, and Fuji is a nurse over there in Japan.
She's a nurse and she knows how to help people. She knows how to hurt a body as well.
Yeah. like a surgeon.
There you go. Layla blinking a little bit.
The last surgeon I remember was Frankie Randall. He knew how to hurt people too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Julio Chavez.
Yeah, the thing about this is that you know, that what Jaime says sort of alludes to the fact that both these young ladies are very intelligent young ladies, and it kind of shows in the ring as well. They fight with a high boxing IQ.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And one other thing, a second ago, you see the two stop. I think they collided heads. They made sure one another was okay. They touched gloves. Beautiful sportsmanship, but they're going all at it. That doesn't mean that they're not trying to knock each other out.
Oh, no. Both these young ladies are very competitive, but there's also a lot of sportsmanship and respect between the two. Don't get it wrong, though. Both these young ladies would like to win here today and leave here as the WBA and GBU lightweight champion of the world. So.
Yeah.
There you are. Layla again. That left hand is finding a home. She catches Raika with a right hand on the way in, but Raika undeterred at all. She's running towards Layla.
No, and Raika's letting some good combinations go on the inside. So she's having her moments as well. I'm so impressed by just the overall boxing of Layla McCarter, though, against such a tough opponent to be able to really control the action like this.
You can't say enough from Layla. Watching the final 10 seconds of this round. See if she gets hit and how much she does hit.
Exactly. You said it. The name is boxing. It's an art of hitting and not being hit, and very few people do it this well.
There you are. Another great round.
Got to keep in mind, Raika's been the aggressor for most of this fight. We may have McCarter winning every round so far, but there are those judges that tend to prefer the fighter that's moving forward. So that's something that could resonate with the judges when we see the official scorecards at the end of the fight.
Fujin Raika, of course, in every round she stepped up her pursuit of Layla, but every round Layla has been there for the call. Boxing, sticking and moving, not getting hit. But Fujin Raika, another Terminator inside this ring. Kamikaze is right because she's using her head to stop a lot of these punches.
And she sort of reminds me in some ways of Carlos Nascimento in our co-main. She just keeps coming. But I tell you, and she just landed an outstanding right hand to the body.
Beautiful. You can see a red mark right on the side of Layla where she was hit.
Yeah, actually, it's a great shot to the soft zone on the side there of Layla's body, and it did leave a mark. And not just a mark physically, it seems like it left a mark mentally too, because Layla's being very careful right now.
Well, Layla has some very interesting sparring to prepare for this fight. She did some rounds with Rodrigo Aranda, who's quite an accomplished fighter himself.
Yeah, Layla, it's old news. Layla's sparred with some of the top male fighters in the world throughout her career. Names like Muhammad Abdullah have come to mind. So it's nothing new to Layla. I mean, look, like I said, her goal, she wants to show what the women can do in the ring. Well, I don't know too many male fighters that have the technical ability that Layla McCarter has. This is just one sound boxer, period.
You know what? I agree. Did you notice that there? A nice little slight bit that the fans might not know, but Fujin Raika's running at Layla. Layla stopped, kind of dipped her shoulder and threw a little shoulder shrug just to kind of let Fujin Raika know that you can't just run in here like that, that I'm going to hold my ground at some point. And Fujin kind of slowed up just a little bit after that.
It's kind of like speaking of the Mayweather gym, that's a Mayweather-esque move, actually. And when I say Mayweather, I'm not even talking Floyd at this point. I'm talking Roger, because Roger was known to use that shoulder move.
Absolutely. Layla.
La Bamba Negra.
She's countering nicely, and of course, 2-minute rounds, as Jaime so eloquently put it, to let us know these fighters have to get inside these rounds and throw leather. They're not running from each other, they're fighting. Beautiful uppercut by Layla. Beautiful uppercut by Layla. Jaime.
Yeah, Layla is still, in her game. She let Fujin come to her, and Layla just very smart, put her punches wherever she wants to put it.
Now,
you see that uppercut and replay that we're seeing right now. Right now, what I'm seeing is a technical clinic being put on by a tremendous world-class professional boxer and world champion in Layla McCarter. What makes it impressive to me is not just the fact that she's so dominant technically, but that she's doing it against such a high level of opposition.
Now, what do you tell Fujin Raika coming in now? I mean, after this round, what do you tell her? How does she get back in the fight? What do you tell her?
Well, the first thing is that she's following Layla entirely too much, and she has to try to cut the ring off, because as long as she just walks straight in and lets Layla kind of, continue with her side-to-side movement, she's going to continue to get caught coming in. She has to find a way to cut off the ring. Now, look, that's a lot easier said than done.
Absolutely.
There's talk that Layla could move up to 140 pounds after this fight and challenge for a title at that division. She did hold the title at 140 pounds before, but she didn't stay at that division, so maybe this time's a permanent move.
Well, right now, Layla's got a tough opponent in front of her right now. That's something to put on the back burner, because she has to worry about Fujin running in. And you saw that time, Layla ducked her shoulder a little bit and the heads collided. Beautiful left hook as Fujin made her way in, then another right hand.
A real trick to McCarter's movement here and why she keeps Raika off balance is that she's doing such a good job of moving in both directions. Her natural movement is going to be, of course, to her left, as it is for most right-handed. But you see when Raika does try to cut the ring off, Layla will make the adjustment and move to the right. Even if it's just slightly, it's just enough to keep Raika off balance, and that's what she's doing so well.
Now, if you're judging this fight, how much credence or how much positivity do you give to Fujin for the amount of stalking that she's doing in this fight?
Well, the problem is that the rule says effective aggressiveness, and she has been aggressive, but how effective has she been? That's the question mark. She has been effective. Now we have a cut right now, and it looked like it came from a headbutt, so the doctor's going to get a look at Fujin, and you hate to see these things, especially when you have such a good fight going.
Absolutely, and as soon as that happened, you could see Layla looked at Tony Weeks and said, hey, she hit me with her head. It's accidental headbutt or whatever, but there's a cut on Fujin Raika now as the doctor looks at it.
Yeah, Layla's feeling the effects of the headbutt too, although she's not cut, but you saw her in the corner right there rubbing her head, Brian.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we don't want any fight to be stopped via cut, via headbutt, especially when there's as much action as you have between these two ladies in the ring now.
Especially when you have something so much at stake, when you're talking about 2 world titles at stake,
Absolutely.
The difference right here, right now, Layla is picking his spots and then get away, but he's really hitting hard punches in Fujin, so I think the fight is all over Layla, and I think Fujin needs a knockout to win this fight.
All right, 10 seconds left in the round. Layla catches Fujin with a right hand and walks away, but I think she hurt her right there, or maybe caught her off balance. And Layla sitting on punches at the end of